Thank you. All right, cool. So let's take a look at quickly crude oil. I want to use my new capacity. All right, so we know Credit Agricole a long euros dollar. We know where they're long. They're also long dollar Swiss franc. When was this? This was yesterday's position, which gives me confidence because I am apparently not anymore, but I was long dollar Swiss franc. It's actually coming back into a good buying level. Now, for those that still are currently holding the trades, unfortunately, I'm not. Don't get deteriorated, right? So basically, when you're sort of looking at the sort of the big trending structure, like what we do is we're following long-term trends and whatnot. You basically got to put up with these sort of big swing backs, right? If you go look at history, right, history of the trends, right? See how they sort of drop and push up for quite a while and then drop and then push up for a few days at a time and then go up a few days at a time, right? You got to sort of wait that out. So when you're looking at this sort of position here, comes down, it's probably back at where we potentially entered the market. You know, write it out. And, you know, as the back testing shows that even though it's much easier to sit through the back testing because you would have been through this whole market and that whole thing there within a matter of minutes, when it's live market conditions, it's a lot more difficult, right? Because you got to really wait out for the days and the weeks where it sort of flows. But as my style of trading goes, we are trying to capture those long-term trends. So, you know, if you go back in history and you look at sort of where I would have potentially traded and whatnot, you're looking at sort of, you know, entering at these sort of dips and whatnot and just trying to ride the whole trend as much as you can out of it. That's the downfall of my style of trading is how long it takes to have a trade, but the upside is the potential profit gain, right? You're going to sit through these heart aching sort of drawdowns and pullbacks like that, but you let it go and the potential is tenfold of what you would, you know, potentially get in a trade. So, yeah, I'm actually going to relook at entering on this one. I'm actually going to be doing it on my other account, my Fusion. So hopefully I can get my withdrawal by tomorrow and open these on my Fusion account. But by the time these trades line up. So provided we're above this 200 EMA, we're still looking at continuing this higher, right, to the upside. And I'm not discouraged by that at all because I'm looking to continue all the way back up into here. And if you go look at Credit Agricole's position, their long entry is at 92.17. So they entered up here. We entered down here on my signal. That's another thing I do. I do signals as well. And their take profit is okay. Their take profit's a little higher than mine. So my take profit's about there. Theirs is just a little bit higher up here. Where's their stop loss? 90.97. And there's a stop loss all the way down there. So you can see, yeah, it's a good point of trading. Look how that's their entry, right? Forget that. Right, that's their stop loss down here. See how large they have their stop losses and their take profits, right? And the reason being is, as I've gone over in webinars before, you know, about the whole stop hunting and blah, 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 is they're prepared to, you know, they're not going to sort of enter here and have a small stop loss here because that's stupid, right? They're going to, if I was to enter here, my stop loss would be under here. I mean, that's pretty large for me, but they're sort of expecting maybe that before the continuation to the upside. So for me, I'd sort of, you know, if I was to enter here, my stops would be under here. But where we entered, I think it was around here, our stops should be under that little point right there. So that's definitely going to, you know, look at continuing to the upside. And yeah, so going from there, moving on to the next one. Euro dollar is another one that we are currently short of. I was currently short on. So yeah, look, this is another great one that's come into a great selling opportunity. So we're in the overbought, which is looking really nice, right? Really nice in the overbought position. We are potentially going to make a new lower high formation into here, right around the 50-61% pullback, right? Which if we highlight that, lines up with that resistance level through there. So that 50-61.8% lines up with the resistance through there, which is looking really good. So we're looking for the potential price action to reject around here for the next push to the downside. On top of that, we're looking to ride this trend. I'm still confident in riding it down to 1.16290. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, but basically you just got to wait for the entry confirmation. So wait for the market to sort of reject, bearish engulfer, look to go short. I think the signal that I gave out, let me check. Where was the entry? That's not right. I gave it the wrong signal. I typed in the wrong. Anyway, entry was around here from memory. So we were, this far in profit. We're expecting the pullback. I'm expecting the push down. Right? Again, my style of trading, long-term trend following. Right, we're looking to sort of ride through these, peaks and troughs, and really try and capture as much trend as we can. The joys of this, right, is when you have positions open, like the dollar Chinese yuan, right? If you were just a trend rider, look at that potential trend you would have captured in one trade. 2020. I'm a bit bummed out. I missed quite most of that. I got about half of it. I got whipsawed out on this one right here. So I started up here somewhere. I got whipsawed out on that. I'm pretty bummed because I missed out on all that. But we are looking for another entry. Actually, we are short on this one. We are currently short on this one as well. So we do have a nice double top. I think we're short here, so we're a little bit in profit. So yeah, I'm actually gonna look at entering that one. And look, the joys of again, my style of trading, if you're trend riding, I mean, look at these potential trends you could be capturing, right? And I know it's all in hindsight, obviously, but let's say you bought down on these dips and you just let it ride out. Look at that potential trend on one trade, right? To me, that's 1,000 times more beneficial than looking for small little day trades, right? It's capturing one of those. Snowball effect of trading. That's what I call my trading system, is the snowball effect, because we are really essentially snowballing our profit. So we're looking to sort of, when I say snowball it, you enter short and you just let the trade run, and the profit gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. That's what I look for in my trading. So this one's potentially going to look at a good short position, right? What I like about it is we do have that nice overbought, nice little divergence happening here. Along with that divergence, right, we do have, let's just mark that out. We do have a little double top. Right here. Okay, so there's two ways you can go, or double top and reversal, whatever you want to name them, at the resistance at the 56.8%. There's two ways you can enter this one. You can enter it right now. Stops will definitely have to be above those days. Otherwise, wait for the bearish engulf to close below there, and you can go ahead and start looking at entering on that one as well. I keep looking at that screen because I'm looking at the chat, but I remember you guys are up here. So that's sort of one way you can sort of look at entering that one. Through the dollar Chinese one. I know there are a couple of members here that look at dollar South African rand, and we were looking at that one yesterday's webinar as well. So dollar South African rand, I do like to the downside as well. Super Monkey Mackie, I got your question the first time. I will get to it when I'm ready. All right, let me go through my charts first. You can see I have it right here. I will get to it. This one right here, right from there to there. Push into the resistance level through there. 50% pullback. It's looking really good. Okay. I was expecting a bit of a push up, inverse head and shoulder. A head and shoulders position. We're also overbought on this one as well, which is looking really good. So we are nicely overbought with a bit of a double top divergence happening here on the stochastics, which gives me a bit more confidence in this going to the downside. On the weekly, what I do like on the weekly is the nice rejection candle. So I might actually, I can't enter because I've withdrawn all my profit, right? So I'm going to look at potentially entering this one. Hopefully I can open on my new account with Fusion tomorrow, fund it. But yeah, I would be looking at entering where it is potentially right now with a profit of, would be my take profit right down at this level here. Nice little area of support. Or you could just shoot for the guns and go for straight 161, which is down here, which, you know what? I might do that. right? I might do that instead. I might look at profit target down there. So that will give you a nice long-term risk reward, long-term trade in that position. And the thing you got to remember about these sort of long-term trades is one trade's going to make up for, 3 or 4 losses in a row anyway. And when you got 3 or 4 of these, nice trends going and running, let's say you got, let's say 3 trades running, and they're all at, 3 times reward. So let's just say they're all running at a $3,000 profit. You're going to take small losses along the way on the other trades, but these are going to snowball and carry on those losses. So that it's only the equity running. So your account might be a little bit smaller from a couple of losses. Your equity is going to grow with these. When you do close them, just get this big chunk in your trading account. I don't know why I drew that big circle just then. So yeah, it's, that's the point of long-term trend following. Again, unfortunately, I missed all this as well. But if you're long-term trend following, then this would have been perfect, right? Couldn't go wrong. Even back here as well, right? That's what we try and capture in my style of trading, is capturing these trends. When you catch a few of those throughout the year, it's good. Coming back to oil, right? Brent crude, basically looking for a push down before we start looking at buying this one. This one, my target is up at 84.60. So I am looking for Brent to come into the 84.60 level before we sort of potentially stall or push higher. If we push past 84.60, I'll definitely be looking at 114 barrel at the least, which is that resistance through there. Otherwise, a push up into around 120 or so, maybe even a bit higher, about 123 or 126. But for now, I'd be happy to go for that level through there. The reason I picked that level is that through there, those multiple touches, as opposed to those 2 big little double top right there. I'm happy to go for those ones there. 116, sorry. So yeah, look, that's my long-term view on oil, is up into there. I don't try and sort of forecast too much, but what we're looking for is that. But for now, we're happy to sit on the 4-hour chart and look for buying into the dips, right? Buy it down and look for push into the dips. So that's for oil. Copper, Mr. P. Schaefer. It's coming finally. Right, we've been waiting for a close above here, so I'm going to wait for the daily close to close above there. Right, I'm going to wait for that close before I decide to look at taking this higher. It does look like it will go higher, but it's a matter of just sort of waiting for it to close. Because when it closes, it shows its hands and it shows that we got a much more potential to push up, as opposed to if we enter now, it can still turn around and kind of like that. That was a big bullish engulfer. It turned around, became a bearish engulfer. So it's always good to wait for the daily candles close. So if that daily closes, I'm happy to look at entering to the upside on this particular market. Nice oversold, coming into the oversold right there, coming off of the oversold, sorry. So looking good as well. Soybeans, had a great run on this one last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. No. Yeah, last year. Yeah, so soybeans I captured, I think about that far of it. That was on the daily chart, so it wasn't so much as I could have captured. But I did get out at the point where I thought it was potentially going to reverse. And I think it was actually this point around here from memory. It was around 1,345 or so. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was looking for that. I was looking for the push into there. And anyway, I got that. So I was happy to capture quite a lot of that last year. And then it sort of pushed up, but then it had this big drop through there. Soybeans, again, this could potentially start to push up as well. Not looking at entering it yet, but we'll see what happens. Right, we'll wait and we'll see what happens with that one. Sugar, commodities, definitely a bull on it. Right, we've got this nice ascending triangle through here. Right, we did have a break, but obviously we can see that it was a false breakout, came right back through. But in saying that, right, if this daily closes above there, then this could potentially push higher, and you'd be looking for it to continue to the upside. So in saying that, yeah, with sugar, I'm gonna be looking for this to push a lot higher. If I do buy that on the break and retest, Right, it's always about the break and retest. I will be looking to target, pardon me, up at 23,280 or so, right? Before the next sort of decline from there. So that would be my targets for silver. Cotton is another one that I do like. So you guys trade commodities, by the way. Cotton's just broken out from there. It's just opened higher today. I do like this higher as well. You guys should, if you don't, you should really look at trading commodities as well as not just currencies but commodities, and mate, they can really pay off. I've had some of my best trades on commodities. Cotton, right? If we basically close above there and we hold above there, I'm definitely gonna be going long. Nice trade to the upside. I'm not going to set a take profit. I'm just going to let it run. Yeah, let it run. Spanish index, is it Spain? Yes, SPA. Push up into around 1007 is where I'm looking for. So basically, this one's nice little trend starting to form right here. Push up, push down, push up, push down, come into this little support level through there, push down. Believe we're oversold, right? Yeah, oversold on stochastics, which is really good. Go down to the 4 hour. We don't need to be on the 4 hour, but I just want to show you sort of we are having this little high low pattern. So basically my idea on this one is wait for the daily candle to close up above there. So big bullish engulf from the daily, and I'll probably look at going long. It's also nicely oversold. Nicely, what is oversold, but also 56.1.8% pullback. So we are going to look at going long from there. Nasdaq, not interested yet. Oz 200, no. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar is another good one to look at continuing short. Actually, sorry, hang on. Let's see what happens. Right, let's see what happens. If this closes back above the 200 EMA, I would not be shorting it. We do have that typical, obviously, head and shoulders, but I don't trade that, right? I don't trade based on head and shoulders, retest, blah, blah, blah. I trade based on, where's price relative to the 200 EMA for the trend, right? And this one was starting to look really good. It's pushed up now. So I really don't have a view on this. That's all I can say. I don't have a view on it. Let's look at it tomorrow. Yeah, we'll look at this one tomorrow's webinar. Natural gases is another trend I'm starting to look at sort of potentially entering. So we've just broken out from this little, consolidation formation. Well, we've broken out, we're starting to push back through. We'll see what happens, right? I mean, the real breakout's here, actually, I should say. So we have broken out. We're potentially looking to come back for a retest. If we retest that level, I'm definitely looking at going long on natural gases. Yeah, definitely. I think that could potentially be a nice trade for a push up into around there, 4.53. Not bad. So watch this one, right? Again, if you just sort of bought these dips, it would have been a pretty good run. And that's that's another thing about long-term trend following and trading and stuff is you don't have to have the perfect entry, right? You just need a decent entry into the trend and look to ride it out and look to go from there. Dollar Swiss franc, we went over that in the beginning of the webinar. Euro dollar, we went over that as well. Any questions? I know someone's going to ask about gold, so I'll go look at gold quickly. What am I looking for? Actually, silver. We'll look at silver. Then we'll look at gold. Yeah, gold. Gold, I don't have anything. No view on gold. Silver, we're starting to push up. Right, we do have this little push through there. I don't mind silver. Right? We talked about this one yesterday, and I did say I didn't end up taking it, but it would have been a good entry to buy silver on that break. Right, stops below here and take profit up here. I didn't buy it, but I don't mind it. I think silver can push up into 28. Right, Aussie Swiss franc, Rodrigo is Aussie Swiss franc. Is that Rodrigo in my group? Where is it? Aussie Swiss franc. There we are. Ooh, Rodrigo. Nice one. Nice. Okay. Now we need to wait for the daily candle to close, right? So we've been watching this one. I've actually been watching this one for quite a while. We need to wait for that daily to close. If that daily closes above there, then I'm a bull. I'm a bull all the way, right? I'm gonna buy that. Yeah, I like that. If this daily engulfer closes above here, Rodrigo, I'd be looking to go long. No take profit set, right? This potentially is the start of a nice trend. Would I wait for the retest? No, I'd go long in I'd sort of, let's say for instance right where it was right now, I'll just buy it there. My stops would probably be down here, right, just under those there. But the potential is I'm going to let this one ride out, so I can afford to have a little bit of a wider stop loss, and potentially wait for that pullback, then go. Because if this sort of breaks, right, you can see how relatively new it is to hold above the 200 EMA, right? So we broke above the 200 EMA back in 2020, right? But it didn't do much, right? And the trend really started to form about this point here. Push up, push down. We've had the first major pullback, right? Potentially this could, first major pullback, right? This could turn into something like that, right? Long-term trend, right? That's what we're looking to capture. Hold under that 200 EMA, try and capture that. So that's what we're going to try and do. What about gold? I bought it 1780. Would I hold it for long term? Gold's not really on my target at the moment. There's no trend on gold, so I can't say hold it long term. The only time I hold it long term is for when there's a trend. For instance, here would have been perfect to hold gold long term. Obviously, that's all in hindsight, but right, holding very nicely above that 200 EMA, we hold long term. When the market sort of does this, where it's you also don't forget I use the 20 and the 50 as well. Anyway, look at it, 20 and the 50 as well. They're all entwined with the 200. There's no trend at the moment, so there's not really much of a long-term trade. This one's sort of buy and get out, sell and get out. I don't do that, right? I don't do that. I try and capture these sort of big sort of, like that. I miss that, but I try and capture those, right? So for me, if I was to look at going gold, long on gold, I would wait for a trend to start on it. But right now, I don't even see a bias to buy or sell gold. So I can't really give an update on that one. Gold against the Aussie, though, is one I am interested in. Okay. So this one, we'll come back to that one. YH, you have a question? Hi, Joe. If you already entered a trade but realize the market is in a ranging, there are swap fees? Will you consider closing? If the swap fees are hurting your account, by all means, you can close the position. I've done that before in the past where the swaps have been too high to justify keeping the trade open. Then yeah, well. But it's even better when you get positive swaps. But yeah. Yeah, by all means, if you're not comfortable holding with the swap positions open. That happened to me on pound Singapore a little while back. So yeah. Pound Swiss is actually what I do want to look at. Because Aussie Swiss is breaking out. I want to see pound Swiss. Nope, nothing. Cool. Any more questions? That countdown is it's just an indicator. I can just send it to you. I'll send it in the chat after. I think I just got it free on Forex Factory a while back. It's just an indicator. You install it into your indicator. Yeah. By the way, you are sending a private question, so not everyone saw that. I think I'm talking to myself here. Cool. All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, we'll call them. Guys, take care. Thanks for joining again, and we'll see you in tomorrow's webinar. Cheers, guys. Take care.